Hey, what's up, y'all? Dan back at you with another video, and today's video is talking about the last 48 hours of this game. At this point, more than likely the game has, taken the craftable weapons out of the game, which were the big cause of this just shenanigans and once in a lifetime experience of seeing what a quote unquote, as my chat has been saying, what a true guardian would look like. Wielders of the light and all that stuff. With crafting, somehow, some way, someone figured out, apparently last season, but exposed to this season, you were able to, take weapon archetypes from another weapon, and if you did some stuff in the crafting menu quick enough, you could all of a sudden put perks and change the true form of a weapon and make it do some pretty hilarious things. The most egregious one, the most noticeable, being taking an aggressive frame shotgun and changing the frame or archetype of a weapon and making anything be an aggressive frame shotgun. Basically, as we all know, shotguns have pellets. Each one does damage. So think of like a shotgun having 12 pellets. Think of a grenade launcher or an auto rifle or a rocket launcher or whatever, getting that frame, that archetype, and every single bullet shooting 12 plus. The the wild things start coming into play, and then all of a sudden, no matter what you're shooting, it's just a light show. Everything gets absolutely cooked, and it is honestly a ball. Even though a lot of people have their mixed opinions on it, I wanted to do my own due justice, due diligence, whatever you want to call it, and get some footage, one for our archival purposes, and one to experience it. No matter how you feel about it, once Bungie came out with the thing saying, hey, we are aware that this is a situation, you're not going to get banned, this will get taken out of the game in the near future. Until then, have fun, go wild. I was like, okay, well, if Bungie thinks it's okay, then no matter what anyone else says from a morality standpoint, then give it a shot if you want to. There's a unwritten rule though about this when it comes to PvP. That's the only place that I do think that it's a bit tricky to take this into, because unless you're ingrained in the Destiny 2 system of social spaces, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Reddit, unless you are aware of this stuff, imagine being that person that's just playing the games just to play them and boot it up this weekend to do some, whatever, get a Warden's Law, get some trials because Igneous Hammer's back, all that kind of stuff, and you come across this. Unfortunately, you're gonna look like you're cheating in trials. It's 100% fact. Outside of the flying around, there is almost no way to quantify the difference between you just using a couple crafted funny guns versus you blatantly cheating. And unfortunately, on the PvP side of things, that's where I kind of hold my own morality standpoint, saying it's not worth it to do it to those people who don't know what they're doing. And unfortunately, if you wanted to actually play the game like normal in PvP, it's one of those, if you can't beat them, join them type of things, and that's also pretty frustrating. To leave that point, I wanted to talk a little bit more about why I'm not as upset or not as surprised or not as whatever about this as other people. And it has to do with another series that I've covered on this YouTube channel a lot, and I've just covered in the past, known as Borderlands. Particularly Borderlands 2 had a very similar situation known as weapon merging, where in that game you could take the effects of one weapon and apply them to the other. You can take, whatever, and then if you did a certain thing in the main menu, you could combine the weapons into one. One of the more notable ones being a shotgun known as the Orphan Maker. The Orphan Maker allowed you to do massive damage. I believe it was like 1500% damage. But on the trade-off, you would have to take a lot of that damage to yourself, self-inflicted damage. But the trade-off was you did massive damage, but you traded off by doing a lot of that damage as well to yourself, incoming and outgoing. But on a certain character, if you wielded it in the second hand, you would not have to take any damage if you applied also a weapon known as the Grog Nozzle. The Grog Nozzle was a weapon that allowed you to heal over time, but you actually never had to fire the weapon because all of the benefits from that weapon would be applied to the Orphan Maker when you shot it. So every time you shot the shotgun, you would heal yourself. So that's kind of what you see here with weapon merging, doing things that the weapon's not supposed to do. Just a rough idea of what to expect. And in Borderlands, a lot of people did it. It was more of, if you didn't do it, you were just one of the odd ones out. The difference there for a lot of people is that Borderlands is a, so much, not really offline experience. And there's no multiplayer in the sense of competitive player versus player. But Destiny has the situation of being PvE and PvP, and anything you can do in one place, you can do elsewhere. Now, this isn't the first time we have been able to do some pretty funny things. This is one of the most egregious and blatant ones easily, because weapons, there have been some places where you can do it in either PvE or PvP or in certain sections or in certain situations. Here, you craft some stuff and then everywhere in the game you can absolutely go. Now, I think it's personally okay, especially because Bungie says okay. I do not think it's worth your time, because there will be people watching this video and people out there that feel this way, and I've talked about it on my Twitter a little bit, and I spent way too long talking about this on my Twitch stream. We had a long fun stream, but there was a lot of people who were up in arms either for it or against it or whatever, or trying to take the high road on how they feel about it and all that stuff. And it's just if the developers say it's okay, I don't think you're the developer. Who really cares at this point? There's no reason taking a high road on this. You're not better than anyone else because you didn't take advantage of it, or you didn't do it, or woe is me, I'm better than you because all that stuff. This, just stop it. Just stop it. If you wanted to try it out, give it a shot. If you don't, that's fine as well. Come back Sunday afternoon, it'll be gone, everything will be back to normal. It's not like this has been around for a long time, and it'll be a really cool moment in time to say, hey, remember when. A lot of people coined this to the laser tag from Prometheus Lens stuff, and while that was just as crazy, everyone crazily enough looks back on it fondly for some reason. And I could list multiple ones over the years of just seeing different things just be absolutely broken. But it is what it is. It's been an interesting weekend. It's been a fun weekend. I was able to do my Europa Battlegrounds and got all of my Warden's Law that I needed, but it's one of those things that it's a video game. It's pixels. It's not the end of the world, and it's not like it's going to be around much longer. Either give it a try it out, laugh at it, or play another game for the weekend, or just not play any games at all and just chill. This kind of was a little bit of a rant. This was kind of a bit of an overlap from my stream, because I've been talking about this for a long time, but I wanted to just get some stuff out there and just highlight it. If you were able to experience this yourself, let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. I do want people to try to be civil about it, because the people have very highly formulated opinions and all that, but just let's keep it where it is. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think, which is my biggest question, Bungie will take some of this and move it forward? What I mean by that is, do you think Bungie will allow us to do something like this in the future, Or will Bungie take note of this weekend and create some new perks, some new perk combinations, a new sandbox, something in retrospect to this? Because there have been some really neat things that have come out of this weekend that it would be in their best interest to take note of and add into the base game. It doesn't have to be to this extent, not at all, but it would be really, really neat to take advantage of, you know, a lot of the cool stuff that they have as a community created or figured out, tried, and, you know, dumb it down to more, you know, solid standards. It doesn't have to be this broken, but take advantage of it and then, you know, put it in the game. You know, a similar one that I have to think of is Warline Zero. You know, after they kind of changed the way Warline Zero was, they gave it back to us with Eager Edge. And, you know, honestly, the best thing about this weekend for me has been Double Eager Edge, and I really hope that they create something in the future that allows us to do that, because that has been quite a time. Anyway, though, I appreciate you all so much for watching this video. It's been a fun weekend. It's been a tiring weekend, but I'm glad that the game, we got to experience it. But it is time for us to put the Power Fantasy back to normal and get back to our regular scheduled program. Hopefully they take note. Hopefully everyone that got a chance to play had a good time. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.